Oh, it already has started. Well, you're in the conversation once for me. Anyway, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Awesome times forever. Happiness. Who wants to give me a backdrop of what's going to be happening? What happened last session, actually. And I don't think you can, Kieran, even though I don't have a webcam for you. Kieran is here. He's with the other member. But we are missing one member. We're missing Reese. But we're going to carry on because we did it with 3 last time, so we're doing it 3 this time. Fuck it. Alright. Ryan, you're going to give us the download because I want you to.
I put my finger on my nose. That is the rules.
I can't see. Richard, do it quickly. Richard, you're muted.
Yes, I was muted.
Alright.
That's not very effective.
It's not very effective.
So, we've been sent on a quest by a family of peasants, which has been titled the Berg Family Reunion, so I assume they were the Berg family. And we're heading off to find out what's happened to various relatives that we haven't been heard for a while. And just before we reached our destination, we found a basilisk in the forest and killed it.
Yep.
And that is where we were.
And you
I
successfully.
threw a rock at it and it died.
He did.
Yes, you did.
We've all sorted out bonds. Alright. So you guys exited the forest and you're a little bit away from the town that you were heading towards. But you can see it ahead of you. I cannot remember the name of the town. I'm just going to quickly check. Farcrest. You're heading towards the town Farcrest. I've got the mission up now, which is just outside of Car to the left-hand side if you're looking at the map, or towards the east, I do believe. Never eat shredded wheat. Yes, it is. That's how I remember it. So just outside the forest it is. You've got like a open plain in front of you, towns on your left-hand side, and you can see the ocean, or just like the start of the ocean a little bit way off, but and just a region of land on the other side, but it's at least another 4, maybe, probably about 5 or 6, maybe even 5 to 10 miles ahead of you. You can see that far. You've got good computers. Your render distance is far. Kieran, I'm going to jump to you. Kieran, you are inside the town of Farcrest. You have been sat here for maybe like a day. And you've just been chilling. And off in the distance, you see a group of characters. You see a ranger, who's actually. I'll let you guys describe him. We won't worry about Reese. We'll just say Reese is here, but he's like too something to not fight. I don't know. He's got a tummy ache, so he's not fighting today. So Reese, not Reese. Richard, can you describe your character and what he would be able to see?
My character?
Yes, please.
I'm a 5'4" half elf. Grey eyes, hair of straw. In studded leather armor with a bow and a sword, and a fairly heavy pack. It's probably not that heavy at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit lighter because you got rid of all the armor.
Yeah.
Ryan, what does he see when he sees you?
A very short man with a large beard that's very portly because I'm a dwarf. In chainmail and with a big club.
Very big club.
Bag.
Yep. And you see Reese, who is another ranger with a bow and a sword. Darkish kind of dark leather armor he's wearing, but he's kind of wavering back a bit. He's not quite keeping up with the others. But this looks like the party that was described to you, Kieran. Are you gonna? What would you like to do? You can ride out to meet them if you want. You have a riding horse, or you can. You've got a riding horse. You can ride out to meet them if you like, or you can wait for them to come to the city. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for them, man. I ain't gonna go out and meet them. Jeez, I'm feeling lazy today.
All right. Are you trying to make yourself obvious in town, by the way, or are you trying to hide your presence from the party?
Probably obvious. Yeah, just.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you standing? Are you
town.
standing? Because at the town, it's kind of there's not 5 buildings, about 20 buildings inside town. They have a main gate which is half stone, but it doesn't surround the whole town. It's only at the front entrance. It's got the gates that normally go straight up, but it's like crooked to the side and it's kind of slightly fell down. You've just literally just arrived and you've just kind of been waiting out in the front for the party. so you don't know anything about
Yep.
the town yet, but you can see that there's about 20 buildings in town. Where would you like to wait? Would you like to wait in the center of town, which is obvious because there's like a well in the middle, or would you like to wait by the gate?
I'll just wait in the center of town.
Okay, cool. All right, so Ryan and Richard, you are heading towards town. You're able to see the path that you were meant to be following, leading out the forest, and slowly gets thicker. So you guys kind of walk down the side of the forest and meet up with that path, and you get led through the front gate of the town. The front gate is maybe about 15 meters wide on one side. You've got the gate, and then 15 meters on the other side. But it doesn't go for the whole circumference. It just looks like it was an important thing at one point, and now it's just kind of rusted and crappy. It's kind of broken down a little bit. It's not quite brand new. It's been around for maybe 100 years, just at a rough guess, and never been used really. The drawbridge, the not the drawbridge, the gate that comes down that normally stops people coming through when there's a lockdown and stuff. It's kind of bent to one side to the right and only half kind of leaning, half down, and you can easily pass underneath it. You guys head into town. You guys can see directly ahead of you there is a man pretty much sitting on top of the well, just relaxing and chilling out. Richard and Ryan. You've never seen this man before either.
Don't kill me.
Do you head up to him? Do you ask him? Oh, I've got two Kierans and I'm down a Ryan.
There we go. I was wondering what was happening there.
Go
I
on.
guess we approach him.
There you go, there's Ryan. Okay, you approach. You approach him. Richard, you see the party walking towards you. Do you say anything?
Kieran? Kieran sees the party walking toward him?
Kieran his buddy. I don't know. Hi, I guess. I don't know. I'd be like, it's all of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of them. They're all there in front of you.
Yeah. Well, I
Three of us.
greet them and just sort of say, I'm here to join you because you are down a member.
So who sent you then?
Yes.
The gnome, just so you know.
The gnome. Yeah. That the gnome sent me.
I see.
What happened to Ryan there? I just get black on
Yeah.
his thing.
I'm getting just blue. So yeah, it's the gnome from the guild. Reese, if you want to. Oh,
Gnome from the guild.
Yep, I gathered that.
Ryan.
I've got double Ryan, and there's Ryan. Ryan, there's one
Yeah.
Ryosham.
Two Ryans, two Kierans, and yeah, me and
So
Anna.
many.
There's a
Yeah.
face there. I'm gonna leave that face there, Kieran. All right, Ryan. You've met up with this guy, Richard, and right. Richard said hello. Ryan. Blah blah blah. Kieran has said he is been sent here by the gnome from the guild.
That's not a very interesting story.
Doesn't have to be interesting. It's the truth.
Alright.
All right, so you guys are now inside the town of Farcrest. So you guys have been traveling towards this town, and all of you have noticed that the town is incredibly quiet, and you do not see a single person in sight.
That's spooky.
It's rather spooky.
You've already been here a day. What do you know about the town?
But I only
Oh.
just got here.
Look like you've been here a while, should I say?
Yeah, I only just got here and just went straight up to the well to wait for you. So I don't know anything more than you guys do. Just no one here.
What sort of skills have you got since you're joining our party?
Skills, right. Let me see.
Pulls your character sheet out of his back pocket.
Yes.
Hold on,
yes,
guys. Just
exactly.
pulls out this piece of paper that's folded up. Oh.
This is what I got told to have. Whoa, that's weird. I have lots of feedback. I don't like that.
From who?
I have no idea. It just randomly started.
Is it
I'm
from
not
me?
getting any problem.
It might be a little bit
Yeah,
from Ryan. Alright, we're good. Okay.
Sammy? Probably.
It's weird when he's talking.
Yeah, Ryan's a little bit of a robot at the moment.
I'm
Hey,
using
Ryan.
my phone.
Oh
Why?
my god, I can not understand anything now.
It's all good. Ryan, if you want, you can just wear your headset like you would do normally because you're by yourself.
But I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay, whatever.
See, look at this.
It's not very happy.
Alright, all good. So yeah, so you guys notice that there's well, Richard's Kieran sorted himself out, I guess. Just leave the chat and join again, I guess. Um
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
I fixed it, don't worry.
okay,
I just
cool.
muted Ryan.
Alright.
Why did Ryan join the video call again? I do in fact have 2 copies of Ryan.
Yeah, I've got 2 copies
Oh,
of
well.
Ryan as well. I don't think I enjoy this
Whatever.
at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so this town is some real. Like this is quiet, the quietest town you've ever walked into. You see no one around you. Is there anything else you want to like? You see nothing. You see nothing. This is very surprising. Normally, with a town this size, you'll see 1 or 2 people on the street at least. You at least be at the gate, maybe see someone watching or something, but you've seen nothing. It's very strange.
You want to investigate something?
Time to explore.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
the
reckon we should have a look in the houses and stuff, do some knocking. Hello? Is anybody home?
okay. So right, you guys go around knocking on doors. All the houses you knock on, most of the doors are shut. The few that are open, you walk inside and you notice that there's nothing in there. No one. You've checked rooms, you can't see anyone in there. 1 or 2 of the houses actually have moldy food on the tables and looks like they were set up or half eaten, for dinner, but they were just left there.
It's like they've left in a hurry. It doesn't sound like it's been the work of the basilisk we found though.
Yeah.
No
Puzzle
bodies
part,
were
like
there.
to walk into
Yeah.
town and find a whole bunch of statues.
Yeah. You also, so you've been checking the houses. There are a few shops here. There are a few. There's 2 taverns. There's an inn and a tavern. Sorry. Well,
They're empty as well.
yeah. If you go and look inside the tavern's completely empty. There's actually a few mugs of drink that have also gone a little bit moldy and stale. Sitting on the tubs. You don't see um any barman, anything. You check all around. Is there anything else you want to check in here? Like anything in particular you want to look at?
Not really.
I don't think so.
They got any sort of like
Given I'm
town center sort of thing?
Pardon, Kieran?
Official housing?
Would you
town center. Yeah.
Yeah. Have
town
they got any
center?
like official, like a town leader or something? That one of their houses we could check out.
Town hall.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
also
there's
town
no.
hall.
You know this town hall. There was no town hall here. The village is a little bit too small to have something as like an organized thing. It would be more of a diplomacy kind of thing. So everyone in the village gets their vote about what happens on here. Usually villages this size even have just like a council of elders, or if you used to live in the town. But most of the houses that you walked into were generally the same wealth. If they seemed like they were the same, guess structure and the same look about them. Some were slightly different, extra bits added on here and there, but um, yeah, everything. The church as well looks abandoned, but you guys haven't entered it yet. Sorry, there was a church in town. Um, and the shops are. Does anyone walk into the shops or?
Yeah, I'll walk into the shops.
Shops are as if they would be ready to buy from. Everything's on the shelves still. No one's behind the till. There's an armor smith in there. Everything's still stacked up as it would do normally. When you go into the blacksmith, the embers of the furnace are still on fire, but it's very, very, very small amount of fire. Extremely small. It's like it's been burning um, at one point, and now it's just very smoldering. Like it's just a small layer of smoke basically coming out of the blacksmith's foundry.
It's probably about day and a half.
2 days.
Yeah. Maybe a bit longer. I wouldn't have expected much longer from a furnace. I guess it's time to do some tracking.
All right.
Can't really do it on cobblestones, but I'm sure there'll be traces
Oh
that I
yeah,
can pick up and figure out where
sure.
how to get outside of town.
Yeah, you check the ground. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna roll to see what you find. Actually, no. You find human prints. You find human shoe prints. They just look regular shoe, regular size, average. But following them, I need a intelligence check for you. This is something you could find, but you wouldn't be able to understand what it is. Like you, basically, I just need a check from you. Yeah, intelligence -1, 15. That's enough. Do you notice the feet are slightly clawed? So it's got the base of their foot. It looks like a smaller human foot, like maybe a child's foot, with what looks like dots at the end, which you'd presume is just like a claw print. There's only 3 claw prints at the end of it. So that's what you see. And you see maybe about 9 or 10 tracks of these creatures, which you can see are all different. You also notice that they're all heading towards the church. Most of them. Like others are in and out of shops, in and out of houses, in and out of town. Well, actually, no, staying in town. So none actually leave town. But they all generally start heading towards the church. That's there.
I guess I tell my companions and suggest that we head towards the church.
Companions.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sounds like a grand idea.
All right. Just so you guys know, it's about 6:30 at night at the moment. So it's just the sun's just going down now.
Well, maybe actually we'll just have a camp in the church or something like that.
But that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
if this
fair.
town's been attacked by something that seems to be clawed, I would
Oh,
think, perhaps, then I want to check out what it is causing it first, and then not engage them necessarily tonight. But then again, depending on what it is, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out at night.
All right.
Yeah.
So if that is in fact the case, then we should probably do it now while
That's
it's still daylight.
Yeah, you reckon you got about another half an hour, maybe an hour of daylight left, and that's like dusk light included.
So we should check out the church sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys walk through the doors of the church. Okay.
I said Richard in first.
Okay, Richard, do you walk in first?
I'm not sure I'd walk in. I'd peek in probably initially, but yeah, I'm happy to go first.
All right, you peek into the church. The church is desecrated. It is destroyed. Things are thrown about. The plinths. What are those things that people sit on? I forget what they're called. Orns? No, piers. They're like snapped in half. Some are broken off. Some look even burnt at some point. You see the markings on the wall over the top of what the normal religious symbols would be. Scratchings of other things. You see claw marks on the wall. You see things destroyed up and left and right. Tapestries pulled down. Symbol on the floor, just like scratches across it. Burn marks everywhere. You also notice there's an altar in the middle of where normally you would have the preacher talk and speak about stuff. You see like a plinth there, a solid black marble thing, and it's just sitting there at the moment with what looks like, you can't really see it from the door, but it looks like there's this bit of a carving on top of it.
If there doesn't seem to be anything alive, then I guess I head in and
You don't see anything.
keep my people behind me.
All right, Ryan, do you want to know what?
for them to come.
Would you like to learn what church this is? Would you?
Yes.
Okay, you notice. Give me a perception check actually, because there's so much desecration in here. It might be hard for you to tell. I'll tell you another thing after this, though.
Roll 20, right?
Roll 20. D20 plus your religion stuff. So that's +4 onto, because you're trained. You get
How to
plus.
roll.
Oh, slash roll D20. Yep. And then plus whatever it is. It's
so
+4 and then +4 again because you get no +6. It's +6. Sorry, it's just +6 because you get an extra 2 because of your religion stuff.
that's right, babe. Whoops. Whoops. There it is.
All right,
9.
you can't really tell what the church was originally, but you recognize the scratchings on the wall and the markings, which everyone else thought was just something silly or just someone just was desecrating. But you actually notice writing and markings of what looks to be Orcus, which you would know would be the overlord under the underworld, one of the most
Nice.
evilest things in existence, as in gods.
I'm gonna go feed the cat.
Okay,
I will
you
still
can
be talking.
you can keep going. So you know that these markings are from one of the most evilest beings you can imagine, and it is everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I like that. Yeah. So you recognize this. The party don't, but just you recognize this.
So, are those fresh?
Um,
You could probably ask me to check. I'm not sure if you'd know.
some are fresh, some aren't.
Maybe.
So some of them look recent. Some of the scratches look very recent. Some of the burn marks look a couple of days old. Maybe even couple of months old.
No, but I mean, like, by recent, I mean, would it have been put in construction of the church, or is it still
No,
under
you can
construction?
tell this has been added on by something or some things or someone.
Okay.
So these are the original things in the background are too messed up for you to recognize. Anyone else with anyone can try and recognize them, but they have a harder thing to hit. So Kieran, if you want to try and see if you can recognize the original pattern underneath, you can. But you have a harder time than the cleric because the cleric's got his religious background stuff, which means he can recognize anything. But yeah, you actually as rangers, you'd probably have a little bit more better time understanding what the original markings are because of the type of god it is. But yeah, Kieran, if you want to do a check, you can. It will just be your wisdom
Definitely enough
plus.
rangers in this party.
Yeah, there's yes, definitely. So Kieran, it would be plus your wisdom, which is +1. So it's a d20 plus 1. So if you want to, do you remember how to type in?
No.
Okay,
Let's give it.
so it's slash. What was that?
So yeah, slash.
Slash roll space d20 plus 1. And Richard, if you want to do the same, just add your wisdom modifier to a d20 roll, which your one is +1 as well.
It's good.
Yep.
Kieran definitely didn't get it.
Yeah, Kieran, you look at these and you kind of have no idea. You're like, what does that mean? I don't quite understand. There's too many scratchings. Richard, okay. You can tell. Okay, you can't tell what god it is, but you can tell it's one of the gods of the wilderness. So it's one of the gods. You can kind of work it. You can kind of see a little bit of something, but then you think, oh, it's that. But then you see something else, and you think, oh, maybe it's that. At a rough guess, you would. Yeah, you can tell it's definitely a god about the outdoors, but that's as much as you can tell just from looking at the tapestries and looking at stuff. So how far in are you guys? You guys walked like all the way in, searching all the walls and all the stuff, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
All right, Ryan, if you because you
Check
understand
the
religion,
altar.
check the altar.
Probably not touch the obsidian altar.
It feels cool to the touch, so it feels cold, abnormally cold.
Like it was made out of obsidian or something.
Yeah. You guys also notice a trap door in the top, like in the corner. So if you're looking at it from the front entrance, in the left-hand side in the corner, there's a trap door which leads down. You also notice that to the side is the quarters of where the priest would live.
There evidence of the scratches, particularly around either of these.
No, you don't notice any more than there would be normally. You just notice that the trapdoor is somewhat has scratches over it. Bits are broken. It's not been abused too much, but it doesn't seem like it's been a focus point for attacking. You notice the tapestry is probably more so, as well as the scratchings. Like there's a big symbol on the floor which is just covered in scratches that you can't see.
I'd probably check out the lodgings first.
All right,
Yeah.
you walk in. It's a simple dwelling. To you it looks like no scratchings have come in here. No, it looks kind of normal, like nothing's entered. There's a small cot bed on a stone slab. There's a few symbols hanging up everywhere, a couple of robes, equipments, and you see a book of parchments which has a symbol on the front, which you'd recognize as the church. There's Bible or teachings. There are a few candles laid around. There's small scraps of food here and there. You see a table there, and you actually see a stool that's on the ground, like it's been fallen down as someone's gone up as a hurry, kind of thing. Being pushed back and fallen to the ground. That's as much as you see in here. No candles are burning. There is an inkwell and a ink pen, but that's about it.
Looks like they left here in a hurry too. So I guess we're gonna try and open the trapdoor carefully.
All right, you open up the trap door. You get a stench of something horrible, but you would recognize this as dead flesh. That's what you smell.
I love that smell.
It's dark down there, but it looks like it goes down for maybe there's like a small rope ladder that goes down for maybe maybe about a meter or two, actually, a meter or two that goes down, but it's completely dark down there.
Or like
I light a
drop
torch.
a torch or something down there.
Yep.
All right, you light a torch, look down. You see a few headstones and a body lying down with a book held to the chest, just off in the corner, like lying against a headstone.
So we can see the entirety of the room.
Yes, you can basically put down the torch, look down, kind of look through the hole, and yeah, you can see it. There's nothing obscuring your view. It looks like a cellar or a basement where they'd normally keep dead priests or priests who have in the services have died and they've been laid to rest down here, and they've kind of been buried underneath the church to keep them sacred, kind of thing. Yep. And you notice that one of the you see someone in robes kind of lying against a headstone with a book held in his chest. The hood is over his face, and you can't really see any of his hands or flesh. You can just see a robed figure. You can see there's a body around it, but you do get the smell of death as you go down.
Yeah. Nobody else seems to be doing anything. I'm gonna guess I jump in the hole and have a closer look at the corpse. Or
All right,
hopefully a corpse.
what'd you do with the you're right in front of the corpse now. He looks. You can't see anything because the hood's still up. Stuff like that. But there's a figure in there, and it looks like he's holding a book, what looks like a journal or a diary in his hand. Just because there's odd bits of paper sticking out. Just the way it looks.
Flick the hood back with my sword.
Okay, you flip the hood back. It is a bald man who looks like he was in his late 70s. It's hard to tell now. His skin's become all leathery and kind of scaunched. What does that even mean? Stretched. His eyes don't seem to be in its sockets. They're just gone. It's just black behind his eyes, and he's got this open mouth, just scared. I suppose just open, gaunt mouth. If you do a medicine check, you might be able to check what he died of.
Why not? Maybe.
It's a wisdom roll. Ryan would be best because he's a cleric. He's got more chance of recognizing it.
I will have a look.
All right, Ryan. You look